Woo, baby. Oof. Can help keep my hat on straight too, as straight as it'll go. Let us get a shot. It is definitely that time, if you know what I mean. Do the time spaced, right? Where we can take a regular size shot as before and it not affect anything of our overall performance needed out of the buzz, my children. Hey, the good thing about you and me, right? What it is I'm saying to you, if it wasn't like that, I wouldn't have to say it anyways. I'd just do whatever it was I was gonna do. Well, I mean, same with what you thought of me before, and then now with the outside too, right? Should there had been, this is the understanding I give you is what they want out of you too. If it was like that, right? Go. We have our real expectation of our future, and it's just a little different now outside the party and us being social together mandatory. You know what's up. It's going to be the bomb. And then, all right, you won't need meditation for your body to be in a relaxed state of needing sleep and things like that. All right, outside of whatever's needed regularly. All right, cheers. I also get to lay claim to being your forefather. Yep. Nice little things I keep up with as I can. Like, you're so cute and I love you. And all right, I have stuff like this to show for myself too. And it means so much to me. All right. So, in the end, you always come back to the graph thing I'm selling. And so you have to come to the different understandings of who I am and what rights you have, right? In order to, right, not exclude yourself into a study. I'm telling you, people, what it is. All right. And so, Don't lose sight of what it is I'm saying and giving your comparison of its levels of rights to what they're supposed to be then. So it matches up for me, baby, baby. You don't see me talking new money, man. It ain't like that. Yeah. Well, no, that you'll do wrong, but also, well, not that I need it, but it'll. So you'll get your say and more of what you want. Yeah. All right. What's attainable? And you see the differences I give you of where it's at, where you have your own world and this machine that crunches out anything you can conjure up. All right. You will not be needing to weed out variations. You'll have that. Or if you do, your first checkpoint of that slice, and um, you'll know like there's not enough time for things like S&M, fellas. Like, no, you'll turn away from it yourselves. It's that much of a waste of time. Sorry, ladies. I'm sure you had some fun here and there, but I know it wasn't your overall. And if should there be something else too, here I am, baby. Oh, I'll let you spank me for old time's sakes if you're still in it, baby. Or if you're not trying to do that, pat on the butt, like, hey, sweet thing, or whatever it is you end up saying. Um, I may be sweet, but you're the flower. There ain't no getting around it, baby. All right. You do those things and say your things those ways. It's all just so amazing. It's like cosmic, and I don't need TV. I can just sit there eating popcorn, waiting for you to say something or do something next, and be like, "Whoa!" And then that time, it was just going to the sink to wash out the cup in the old school and put it in the dishwasher for later, or wash and rinse, or no, or rinse and or whatever for waiting until it gets washed right. Oh, yep. So boards, the notification thing, I don't have to keep reminding situation of its for me every instant of the way. Keep moving, dope guns. All right. Uh, Prove the difference. Not right. So saying you want all this things, draftees, right? Don't mean that's what you're going to get. Do your forward. All right. Hey, those of you I set aside. So, but yeah, everyone knows to do their portion, and all we needed was the bulk of the male draftees to get it done. Not even the women do the amount of countries that don't really even, some cases, count them at all as a vote. So let's see where we're at. Knowing I'm not a sellout, right? You're losing your chances. Places that have supreme leaders outside of their country's rulers, that have also supreme guards or something that get blown up and another airport for with no cause, and you could have sued on the word game and won through the clerks. Ain't much. You're showing them the statute of information, right? Some specific, and they're like, "Well, let me check. Yep, it does match up as that. What that means? As that's what that means." And so there's your signature as yes, or even a freaking stamp off of an ink pad. Don't signature. That's simple. So, what do you have to say for yourselves? Um, was that supreme leaders in that case and regular rulers? Yeah, like they could have done all those things, and I'm me. Back to that. Oh man, peace, love, and happiness forever is what it's about. And this was the production you ended up in, dude. Over nothing. And might as well have sworn by it legally, not even technically the way I said it. All right? I ain't no regular goddamn lawyer. I don't go by those terms, so the rules and regulations I give will be what they are to the majority. Do you want to play ball with what's going on, or I swear, for a very long time, not whatever of other, but it's going to seem like forever and not be worth it. There we go. And also cancel out opportunity of the future should something be different with honesty Barry. Yep. Did you know dope is actually good? Yep. I think I said that before in some other statement, and I could really use some drug lords. What do you think, Face Mob? Do you have some protection? Should you need to write in somewhere like, yo, I did these things for Barry and they're after me at a certain spot? If you got some people trying to make some money knowing it's economy stuff, all right, use your resources or say goodbye. That's all I said. Ever. Right? I ain't telling people to make magic or nothing. Hey, brothers, where's the weed at? I mean that in a good way. Because I'm cool. Like, it can say it like that, and you know it's like true. Well, the reality of life wasn't hard to figure out, my fellow junkies. Very important not to slap your veins or, you know, and also you're supposed to just, if anything, not scratch, right? And not press in either. Just and then leave it alone before it becomes easier to do that. If there's a situation, which means you'll have gotten to that point and cut it off when you get to it because I said it. You'll get what you want when I get what I want. Praise be the Lord. I'm in a good mood and it ain't gonna get negative. Yep. Mm. We are plus fellas. Huh. over my personal life. They know I'm not lying. Look, I'm telling you, communication is key, and just keep it up. And then in the end is all I'm saying. All right, that's the last safeguard. All right, you ain't saying nothing bad, and if they're like, no, just and then they get caught off guard and are aggressive, be like, oh, I wasn't trying to force anything. I'm just trying to get a number, and I'll be back for more. So just say no, and I'll know. That's it. I just want to know because there's plenty of people around trying to help out. All right, those Mondays at the government offices. All right, make sure that's like a. So look, the different spaces. I've done things in that scenario with moving that Thursday and Friday, right? If I'm not mistaken, Thursday now is women, and Friday is morning time, first phase, second time, second area, second phase. Um, Evening is third phase, and nighttime is militias. All right. So then Wednesday afternoon is high school kids time. And then squunch to the differences, and there ain't no possibility of a difference where it's not great enough to see. And if there's something I put where you think it should be, just retreat before you mess what operation is in effect is the rule. And it works because guess what? They'll do it. All right. Like had everything else happened and they came in your spot, they would have waited. And if you had done it, and then if not, come back. That's sort of how it works in a line. Yeah. And the less aggressive gets the forward if they're going to follow it out. All right. Things happen along the way that's different. They were trying to follow it out. All right. And then, right. Thursday and Friday, work time's only 9 to 5, right? Some sort of 9 to 5. Like banker owner hours. They're saying go and do an attack because they're out back and they can't get the job done. And we're screwed if they try. All right. So make sure to send an incision to them to protect them from whatever's holding them hostage from doing our job. Them, Zuckerberg, BooTube owners, friggin', all right, you know what's up. Make sure to touch base with them and find out where the problems are so you know how to save them from further issues. All right. Or otherwise they'll be like, no, this is what I was trying to say and tell you how to save mankind of these here parts for the savior who's already done the save, which works. You all are just, well, they'll fall into it of what I gave and I'll still be the savior. You're just the one that made it possible to finish. Yeah. Do ignorance in every sense. I only mess with those in problems so that they'll not be in problems. Pretty crazy, huh? Because it's supportive and I don't look like a bitch, huh, about it. Uh, hey. Yay. Brownie points for your old boy. Just stay with what works. Your old dad, your old pops. Hey, speaking of about it, the board is ours too. Yours meaning when I say ours, us, we're gangsters. Like, just got words a little different, right? Mm. It is like that. So make sure to help them follow through that. Get it easier, meaning we're lazy and older and like cripple. All right. And make sure to voice at them every time they see a crippled person out in public. All right. To be like, oh man, imagine if they were like that. And this is the situation, and all it's called is a walkthrough, even if they're young. And I put high schools in there so that they all have that background in their brain to stay in the forward with the new of labeling the saves as to why they're saves. So they will, and you know what I'm talking about. They'll be in the new information. All right. They'll be in the new information and do the forward. All right. All right. So another way to help your gossip hearsay out of the brain, fellas, and those you put on the track, do you're the lead, which is the others that you put on the track of it were ladies and kids, women and children story. Yep, that get first protection in the peace, love, and happiness infinity operation. Hey, um, so I think I made the point first. I hope it was good. Hey, I'm so good. I can make it possible for an economic collapse and it still work. Now, listen, folks, I say that and then I say this lightly, but if you don't go to cover your job in this wartime civil situation, do it civil rights after all this time from office crimes, paperwork crimes that would have protected them. Do I'm not a sellout and there's no like other than underachievement, and I can't really mess with that or the flat values of it like the other thing. So it's really a freaking good operation, and you draftees, the sooner you do this, the chain reaction happens, and I'll let the rest go of you having to die off. In this situation, ended up in torture. Instead, we'll just move on into the future knowing it was just false information holding everybody up. All right. After that, the fucking government workers who were supposed to do it anyways, do what it is I was saying, which was only to begin with at Biden, Trump was supposed to do stuff for me so I could do it or be able to. And things fell through, which meant he wasn't going to comply normal. So I wasn't able to work it and knew better. Then you have Biden, right? I gave him the save of, offered them the save of the staple needs at cost for the public, which would have paid for itself a zillion times over, is probably why they use that number wherever it ends up. Write down all those audacities you can get out, draftees. All right. Request around crazy information. Request around for crazy information from your neighborhoods, your third world countries that have that understanding I went over, like in Nicaragua and Colombia. The kids of the neighborhood, it was their land first. All right. And then y'all got around where you could without disturbing the kids, if as long as they, and then if anything, they got a harumph because the ball crashed into the window. No 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 no. Wah 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 wah. All right. Beyond a reasonable doubt, moms and dads, I'm not lying. I would just tell you a difference and give you a way to do well after it. You'd know and proportion yourself appropriately and still be able, if you're not that version associated, to have watched the Charlie Brown Christmas special with your children that time I said passing it around the Middle East. It's that simple, I'm saying, ma'ams and sirs of the ultimate respect stories. All right. Pass that stuff around. Pass everything around. All right. And each week, look to something new if you can. But they should stock it up so you don't have to, is the issue. And everybody will be everywhere I put, plus their personal scenarios are mandatory, or I will throw you in jail, youngins, if you don't handle your core. Throw you in jail when you're old enough, then. For you Western society kids. All right. For the most part, what I would do, I'm saying, like, you gotta keep up with your regular stuff, or things can go different with the computer and the study, and I'll end up in more conversations like, so, hey, everybody, here we are now. Let's see what else is going on other than what's supposed to be. All right. Stay with the program. Women and children come first, then man. All right. You make it easy the way I say is easy, and I'll be easy on you. All right. Well, I got to use the restroom soon. Let's get a shot in. It's a good day. Positive information. All right. Now's the time when, folks and youngins, it'll count. All right. So, in the beginning, my personal life, right, saying that stuff had to set in irregardless. So, I did the differences of what was important and finished it off with the show of being my proof of this next part. I was just sitting there doing my thing, thinking about work on my off time. All right. Especially in the beginning part. No matter what I ever say, my brethren, all right, you keep coming for me because it's if anything, my version of superficial, which is someone wasn't going to get a compliment as soon as possible because we needed to get something done. All right. Now, security's out there. You see this difference? There hasn't been a fiasco I've reported, right? And there's been stuff going on, right? Here's what's up. I guarantee All right. Whomever, like, so securities. There's people of businesses already, right? In your areas, right? I guarantee, as long as you're on the job and do and act as I want, there's no way those scenarios where all of a sudden I'm like, the word I don't say no more of words also that I don't say no more. Right? It's a term, and that means I won't end up in shock. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Leo, please come pick me up and kill me. This can't be. There's miscellaneous versions we can get into before the crazy stuff. All right? Please keep fishing around until you make it to me also, is the point. All right? I've been saying fish for a good amount of days, if anything, in a manner that is what's up. All right? Remember, first come, first serve, and I will stick up for what it is going on, and what I don't need was fair game. If there's an issue, which is more for children, the rest of us, all adults, now that we know about making sure the cleaner gets some good representation of support, like to his lawyer, of, if anything, a public defender by now only. All right, and it'll work. You can flat out lie because the person they're arresting isn't that person. You work out the differences as a whole so no problems can arise. You're not doing bad things, and say things of that nature during the situation as reinforcement, if anything, is how it works. Okay? He's a good person. He was doing his version of a job in natural standards. It's like that mom and dad's. Dude, if you were on the street and like, oh, they're beating up my toddler, and for some reason you couldn't help, that motherfucker would go there and be a victim for you. If it had come to that. A freaking victim. Write that down as some sort of realization area as to what's going on around here of stupidity. Me and people that handle business are your only hope, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Especially in a situation like this. And all I'm asking for is love. And if I'm some sort of version of outboardly of them, that means I'll have my part of their, which wouldn't take away from their safety, because I'd also have other safeties and add to the situation for that variation. Old bees of the oldest go over that stuff. And it's just something to flag in. You know, this ain't no horror story, knowing I'm the mother effer saying what time it is. Oh, I got it pretty quiet. I've been brushing more. All right. Peace, love, and happiness. I get what I want, or else. And death to all whom oppose me. And I proved my love. Technically, factually, more than factually. All right. So I get what I want, or you get blasphemy is the next part, fellas. Okay? Want, which means also need, comes after it, irregardless. Then after that, have to have it. Want, need, have to have it, which is a now command. All right. And when a brotherly day, you know it's all good and you love it. Woof, woof. All right. Those of you that know the difference between yes and no and what it can carry to the extreme, right? Like the Bloods and Crips and thems, right? This is what I brought to the table and am offering eternal bliss. Remember, government bred draftees, how it ain't no shame in the game. Make sure you represent towards my informational needs, and you will get the support you're after. All right. So, drug lords, those comments from the other day, man, they were pretty fun.
Sorry, what's the day and time?
I know damn well your family members of ladies are going, okay, we're here now. All right, I am not a male whore.
Sorry, I'm still not sure when your alarm's for. Just say, for instance, 6:30 a.m. or tomorrow at noon. You can also say, never mind.
Never mind. Here's the news for a second to clear our minds. Oh, wait a minute. I have some more information on fellas. Get this. Check twice, once. Check twice, cut once on your material in construction. Aw, yeah. All right, yo, here we go. In checking twice of measurements, and then you only have to cut once. Doesn't mean just check twice your critical points where it means the cut will happen and be the differences of what happens. It also means checking dimensions that aren't critical to match up in a way that mean they meet the dimensions they're supposed to. So you checked a different information and come back to your other one and then recheck that one to be your second check on the critical parts. So you weren't looking at the information wrong when you cut, because that's all it was, my brethren. You looked right at it, but were seeing something else in your mind, and that's how the material was lost. Dum 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 blah. Dum dum dum. All right. So, those of you that understand what's about to happen with that money you're going to get with the ads, right? Some of you that are recognizing that you'll get cut off from your money, which is that will pay attention to it and keep the economy going 60 to 80% is not the cutoff, it's the general area of the top side, 80%. All right. You know damn well if you don't go do those hours, you'll get cut off from your money real quick. All right. So, how you compensate for that is you look for jobs where it's the grocery stores, problems of the coronavirus I can work off of. This situation might as well relate to military commands out there that press buttons beyond what buttons you press are out there. What do you want to deal with, me or them? Oh, so in any event, I was trying to get at, oh, right, grocery stores, clothing places, donation clothing places, right? Um, freaking stuff like that. It's a different story. All right. Places are going to end up bankrupt outside of where's needed because certain people, like at least some sort of maybe possibly 20% of the population is going of the workforce is going to end up in a scenario where they either have to get a job or die off if there's no showers available so they can maintain need for if say they can serve food. That's just how it is. No discrimination in it. If you can't be etiquette for what's needed, then you're not acceptable for the job. And that reminds me. All right, next. All right. So, draftees, that paperwork scenario I talk of, where you had your people who protested and gathered as a whole, whether they protested or just gathered in defiance, right? The paperwork to get done was that simple through them. All right. I have to use the restroom. I'm about to burst, technically. I'll be right back.